Your outer hips are your abductors. They pull away from center. Your inner thighs are your adductors. They pull into center. We're going to look at coordination and show you how to really refine that action of push and pull away from center so that then you can take it into something a little bit more advanced like your side splits. Okay, so I'm on 2 springs. Your coordination, grab the handles, knees to chest, and you're going to curve up into your 100 curve. Pull your knees into your forehead, forehead to your knees, curl in as tight as you can. The choreography is an inhale to reach out, an open, close. Exhale as the knees bend, and then the elbows follow. One more time, and then inhale out, open, close, exhale, and bend. Now to save myself so I can chat with you, I'm going to put my head down. It does not make the exercise any less difficult. It just makes it a little bit easier for me to chat with you. So now the action of AB versus adduction. As I straighten my arms and legs, and I'm going to keep my legs up a little higher because my head is down. When the head's up, the legs get to lower a little bit more. See that? Isn't that neato? Right? So I'm going to keep them at a nice, comfortable, just slightly below 90. Now, it's not about turn out or turn in. That would be a variation. That would be your choice. So really look for your body to clearly stay either in your parallel as you open and close, or in a little bit of a Pilates V, whichever you chose, but stick to it. I'm going to bend the knees, bend the elbows, back in. Now I'm going to take the arms out of it altogether. Well, at least in terms of moving the springs. And I'm going to hold on to the post so we can really get into this. If I reach out and then decide to fall into a rotation, this makes my legs shut down in a way that might feel my back gripping. And then I have to do so much more work to pull back together and pull back in, right? So that's why I stress being clear about making it outer hips, push away, inner thighs, pull in, and knees bend. Now, if you do not keep the precision, and if you do not make it an actual action in space, if you let your legs just drift, yes, it will be challenging. But will it really keep your legs connected to your core, which is what you're going to need for your side splits? So let's check that out, all right? So here I am, still on 2 springs. Not going to change it, right? If you've got a reformer with a platform, awesome. I do have platforms, but I'm going to take it old school, where we just step up onto the carriage, keep it quiet, step 1 foot to the frame, where I'm really trying to ride the middle of my foot. And that longitudinal arch of my foot. Okay, the transverse arch would go this way. The longitudinal goes long ways, right? Now I'm just going to keep my arms down to hope that I stay in frame, okay? But if in my coordination I hadn't kept precision about opening and closing and making it an action and a movement versus a drifting into a turn out and maybe a turn in, and just letting the legs fall. Now that I'm standing, weight into my hips, if I haven't controlled the action of AB to adduction, if I've been twirling and swirling into it, it's going to show up here and it's going to be next to impossible to move 2 red springs. Because that's going to translate to this torquing and standing that was the falling in the coordination. But if I stand down through the feet and really look for where the lateral outer body abductors press, these 2 red springs are no big deal. On 2 red springs, it's going to challenge the strength of the abductors because you really have to push out into. The inner thighs get an assist. Now, if I take a spring off, down to 1 red, my outer hips have some relief, but I cannot slide out into the spring and release. They're still holding me strong and holding me up into my core because the lateral body is core. Now my inner thighs have so much more to do to pull me back in and seal the springs closed. It is this balance that allows you to find that center, lighten and lift, so that you can find the saw variations, the pick the flower variations, all the way down into the skaters, right? If you want to go super crazy, gondola.